So, sometime early this year, I went over to Zim, and it's a story time that I thought right now has a lot more value when Zimbabweans are going over to the voting polls. And I thought situations where, which like I had, are quite interesting, and they do tell you that there's a lot of potential for countries like Zimbabwe, and everybody deserves a chance to experience prosperity at the level at which South Africa does have it right now. But I thought, you know what, uh, the 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 generosity that I experienced for about two subscribers on this channel was quite telling, and it was worth us talking about. It's a reality show. We do daily Christian commentary videos, but on this particular video, I'm talking about my experience when I went to Zim, and Mandems got stuck and was saved by the subscribers. So if you're a content creator and you're constantly a rude person towards your audience, you might want to think about that one, because this story gives that narrative. It does kind of show the importance of relationships that you are creating or not creating. Okay. And so, first of all, how did I get to Zim? I know some people that are doing brokering work. So basically, they look for suppliers and buyers, and they look to connect the two, and that's kind of like a business. And so they had made connections with certain people, certain business people in Zim, looking to do some transactions. And one of the people that was involved in it was a person that I knew, who's originally from Zim, and that's how this particular scenario comes up. And so they tell me everything is going, the discussions are almost really wrapped up here, but they need to send one guy to do due diligence. Due diligence is where they check up to make sure that there's authenticity on the other side and all that entire jazz. Please do like this video. Yo, Jesus. I'm recording this video for the fourth time right now. So you can imagine me talking for 30 minutes and the video just keeps, whoo, it's giving me thingy, and I'm not shooting any other video until I shoot this video. So if this video doesn't come out, I'm not making any video today. Okay, so I'm kind of like, I'm a bit exhausted, but I'm still getting this video done. So these were the people that they had someone that they were going to fly over, but this person was coming from a little bit far in thingy, and so they were going to have to transport this person. I think it's from Zambia. I can't remember exactly where he was coming from. And so I thought, to show my loyalty, and I will decide to go and do it, right? And so I said, no, you're so good. Let me take the last money that I have and go over there. And so I take that, and it's going to transport both me and the other guy and the other gentleman. And so that's how we ended up in thingy. And so we get over to Park Station, and we're trying to just find a bus that will take us to thingy. And last minute we find this bus, and I want to show you this video of this bus. It's quite an interesting video, but this is one of the reasons why we got delayed. If you check this bus, they kept packing stuff. Okay, you can see it's a very rainbow bus, but they kept packing things inside, and this took about an hour at least. Them doing that contributes to us being late also. So okay, fine, that's the situation. But because we were rushing when we were going there, which meant that we didn't have money, cash, in order for us to do transaction, to be able to transact when we get over there. Now in Zim, banks are literally people that you meet. Okay, this is an example of thingy. People are so free. Look at this lady; she was holding like $5,000 in her hand. That's a business right there. It's making exchanges for people's hands. She's literally a money changer. And here we were looking to change some money with her. And yeah, I kid you not, she was literally walking around with $5,000 in her hand. No? And so that's how free it is. Crime is not so common over there. And you can see here, right in her hand, like just like that. Imagine what she wasn't, guys, she wasn't putting the money away. No, she literally had the money like that all the time. the entire time. That's how people know you are an exchanger, you're a money exchanger. We didn't have money, so which means like cash. I had money in my card, but I didn't have money cash. And so when we cross over, they were like requesting, hey, can you drop us off? Or can you, when you get to a garage, we would like to withdraw. They say we're not stopping until we get to the to so and so. Yo. And so it's all good. It is what it is. We'll withdraw when we cross on the other side. And when we get on the other side, the ATM, the SIM card, the card is not working. Okay, so we get to the first stop, we try to withdraw, the card is not working. And okay, fine. We just give it up now. It's not gonna work. And so the bus is going, it's a little bit late, it's getting late because the bus kept breaking down, having issues and whatnot and stuff like that. And so, but finally we did get to one of the stops again when we got an ATM. We try to make a withdrawal, it's not working again. And so this contributes to the problems that we then have when we're on the other side. And it is at around this time that the leadership said, you know what, even if they say people look the same, this is the man them. He came up to me and said, leadership, I know this face. Even if it was 10,000 miles away, I would still recognize you, leadership. And she's like, I'm a viewer over there. I'll be there watching videos and all the whole 9 yards. And so we took some pictures. This becomes very important, guys. If I had been rude to her, right, the viewer, I on the internet they refer to them as fans. That word is a bit too much for me to describe the people that watch this channel. And so, she would take pictures, absolutely amazing. And this is the first leadership to help your story. The first leadership later on becomes very, very relevant to this story. So we get over. When we cross to the other side, the bus breaks down I think it broke down a few times. And after it broke down, it becomes clear that our phones, the SIM cards that we bought with the data, it's not working. And because it's not working, we can't communicate effectively. Okay? And then while we are almost at the place where we're supposed to be dropped off, we find out the guy who's supposed to be there picking us up has dipped it. Mandem is not there. Mandem has left because it says it's getting late. And I could be reminded by the time when I had a friend of mine by the name of Sigma coming to visit me, and he came late. I think he took a taxi at around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which meant he was going to get there like 6, 7 o'clock to Loistrichat. So I still had to go because I'm not about to have him there by himself, just sitting. And so I just thought of that, and I thought, what a careless thing, like to have people coming to you and you're just not going to go. You'd rather they be at risk in a place they don't know. But I was like, you know what? That's people. That's how they, yeah. It is what it is. I was shocked at the level of disregard that was there. We get there. When we get there, okay, fine. If we can get a taxi that will take us to a place where we'll have thingy, then we'll have money and then we'll pay the taxi driver. We get there. There's a taxi driver right next to thingy, and we are hearing people saying, hey, please do your thing and leave after being dropped off, because don't stay here too long because this place is not safe. So you are hearing that information that the place is not safe, and then you are trying to figure out how to get your money stuff in order. It's not working. We get to the ATM with this driver that we just met there. It's not working. The ATM that was there, the only ATM that was close by, is closed. And this is where infrastructure becomes very important. It becomes so important to have proper infrastructure, because there was literally like one area which had ATMs, and that place was closing off because we got there late because the bus kept breaking down as we were going. So we get back, and I'm like, you know what? At that moment, I was just kind of like tired. I was like, hey, you know what? It is what it is. We're going to probably sleep in the street. And even when we are going to sleep on the street, and then what tomorrow? Because first of all, the SIM cards that we have don't even work. So we can't communicate with anybody. And even if you have money, you can't have access to it. So finally, I remember, Heban, you know what? The leadership that we met and the bus, right? One of you guys, one of the subscribers, one of the numbers reflecting on the channel down there, probably has a SIM card that's working. If not a SIM card that's working, the people that are coming to fetch it have. So we go back to the bus and she's there. She gives us Wi-Fi and we try. And I I contacted one of the people again, another subscriber. Another subscriber. Leadership, I'm in this place so and so. And there's nowhere to go here because the brotherhood is not here. The brotherhood is supposed to pick us up. He's not here. He left. So he says, no, you can't sleep. I don't know. Where are you exactly? So we tell them, and they're like, no, leadership. What is the coincidence of it? If you think of it, because my sister stays like 30 minutes away from where you are. And I'm like, yo, another subscriber coming to the rescue. And so he calls, gets a number, sends it to us. Long story cut short, we spent at least 30 to 40 minutes trying to communicate because the maid kept answering the call and there was communication breakdown completely. And so we're struggling to really think it. And then the husband of the sister of the leadership, right, says, you know what, I think it's a language barrier issue. Let me talk to her in the local language. Speaks to her in the local language, and finally she's like, oh yeah, that person is here. Gives the phone over, and remember, 30 minutes is gone. These people should have been home by now. They are there trying to help us out. Literally, the call saved. You were taken out. They spend an hour trying to get us to the place where we are supposed to go to the leadership's house. Because again, another thing to understand, on top of infrastructure, the emphasis of that idea, the infrastructure idea, Sim is going through a lot of road work stuff, right? And so you can see here, these were some of the road spaces that were being fixed, some roads that are being fixed up and stuff like that. And so since it's been fixed up or they are working on the roads, there is a lot of bad roads. And so you go in and you end, it's a dead route or something, you have to turn around, you have to, it's a lot of maneuvering you have to do before you are even. So we spent like an hour looking for the place. And so finally, and potholes. What are you driving that? Potholes. Woo! The patience of those people, I'm telling you, was on another level. And I'm extremely grateful because for a moment there, I had a tear in my eye thinking, Jesus Christ. This is the true sight of what being saved looks like. You are always preaching salvation, you're always preaching saved, but until you experience, you literally see, there was nothing I could do for myself. It's what other people, it's those relationship ideas that I was talking about earlier on. And so, fine, we are finally thinking, they finally get us there. And I am so grateful to those people because, and the auntie that was there, the husband and the wife that kept trying to direct and saying, okay, maybe this route, they wouldn't give up these people. They wouldn't give up, they just kept. There was a moment in the car where I literally said, you know what, there's a garage over there. Please drop us there. You've tried. Yeah, no, I had given up. I was like, you know what? Yes, Nikela. Yes, Nikela. Let's just leave us there. And so they drop us off. Finally, we find the place. And when we get there, more hospitality. She asked us, do you want to take a shower? And I'm like, hey, offer me a shower. I didn't think I was going to have a roof. I do not even have requirements for a shower. Even they didn't give me a shower, even they didn't give me food. The fact that I have a roof over my head. She's like, no. They made it. Do you want to eat? What do you want to eat? Alina, she's yeah. Bear in mind, she doesn't even know us. She doesn't know Mandans. It's a subscriber of the channel who has never met me, who is in the UK, in the US, there. Yeah, in the US of is in the UK of the United States. You know, he knows me. Even he has never met me. He knows me from here. We talk on WhatsApp. That's it. He's the one that knows me. She doesn't even know me. And on top of that, it's a lady's house. You have two strange men just come into your house. That's why I say that the hospitality is just on another level. They cooked for us at 11 at night. They cooked for strangers they didn't know. You know? And so, anyways, maybe I'm not obsessed about that, but it's really baffling when you see the power of relationships, you know? And so we get there finally, and we sleep. They made us food and stuff like that. I said I was not gonna eat. Me, I just wanted to sleep. I was like, no, I'm just kidding. But they still cooked for me. And we went to sleep. She's like, before she left, she's like, listen, I leave the house at 7, and not 7:05. 7. So when it hits 7 exactly, we are going. So be done by then. And so with thing, and she was so punctual. I was, you see people who are punctual. Yeah, no, this is the definition of being punctual. 7 exactly, we were leaving the house. You see such diligence, and you learn from it. You're like, hey, must be on time, man. And she would, on the days when she was going to town, when she's going to work, she would drop us off at a certain location, and then she would tell us, here we were driving into the city coming from outside, and she would say, when at 4 o'clock later, meet me at this location, and then we'll go back home. And so for those 2 days when we were there, that was kind of like the situation that we had, is that she would drop us off, and then she would go to work. She works, and then later on she picks us at that particular location, and then we go back at thingy. And absolutely grateful, such hospitality. It's unmatched. You can't match that. And I never had to figure out how do the taxis there work. Nothing. We were just at someone's house who had a car and could drive us right into the city. Yeah, because public transport there, is quite hectic. And so on top of us not having our financials in order, having to try and figure out the subject matter of how the transport and all that kind of stuff works would have been quite a hectic one. I remember here we had, on this particular video, we were rushing because it was about to be 4. So we realized, hey, leadership is very much punctual. You cannot be late and thing. And we were rushing back to the place where we were supposed to meet so that we can go back. And so that's another thing that just kind of reminds you, hey, you know what? Be very humble as a content creator, because you don't know these people that you are communicating with or that you're talking with. They are of great help to you, but you just don't realize it. Because you've like, particularly for my type of content where I'm talking about spiritual matters, you are literally having impact on people's decision on their spirituality and stuff. And you helping them navigate their areas of doctrine, belief, and all that kind of stuff. That's a lot. That's a lot, and I don't take that lightly. And so otherwise, if every communication and contact is just a throwaway conversation, this help that I'm talking about in this video would have never come. If I had been rude to her, how does she help me then later on? But she helps because I've probably maybe helped in one area or another, you know? And so you just never know. That's why in this video, I literally use that particular saved from Azalani. And you know, the funniest part is this, man. You know, out of this entire thing that I'm talking about here, there, on the last day when we were going back, or when I was coming back, we tried, like, you know what, we have money. They gave us money. The leadership who is in the UK asked that the sister send us money or give us money so we can go. And so, just in case we didn't have. Now, I'll tell you the most funniest part ever of this entire story. Azalan, I kid you not when I tell you that literally on that day, when we are literally going to the bus, the ATM works. The card just decides to work. It decides to work, and we're able to I was speechless. All this while I was hustling, trying to work out things. It was not working. On the last day, it decides just to work out of nowhere. You couldn't, the idea that I want to emphasize on, couldn't help yourself even if you tried. You know, couldn't help us. I couldn't help myself even if I tried. And you know, on the last day when we were kind of coming back, I think I used a ProLiner bus to come back. I was not about to use that bus that I did when I went there because hey, that bus was just kept breaking down, had issues. There was a moment where it was literally going slow. I don't know if it was overheating or what. You know, it was literally driving slow. Zimbabwe does have a lot of potentials, guys. I will not lie to you. Yeah, a lot of potentials. I remember we went through this site where she showed us as she was driving into the city. She's like, oh yeah, you see these people that are who are coming out, actually. She's like, yeah, you see this particular area here. Yeah, it's an area where they have blankets. They sell blankets. And she's like, a lot of people that buy blankets and go and sell them, they come and buy them at that particular thing. I wish I had taken a clip of it and I would have shown you here. And so there's a place like that. And you could see people even walking out with things. And so it's quite an experience. Like if you can go there with a pretty much level head, you can really figure yourself out. I would move to Zim. So yeah, I'll make the right decisions today. Vote. And we'll see you on another one. I'll definitely love to visit Zim again. Maybe this time Bulawayo or something like that. But definitely, I do look forward to it. It's quite an experience being there. And this situation teaches you a lot, you know. And I thought it was worth telling today. It's tricky. That's why I say I'm recording this video for the 5th time. So you can imagine. On this one, I've talked for 20 minutes. In the last ones, I was recording 30 minutes. It was as long as 30 minutes. And so it corrupted the audio. I don't know why, you know. And so I was just not about to have it mess up the audio. I don't know what's going on with this thing and messing up my audios and stuff. So I'm recording while recording backup audio now. So it's tricky. Be very careful whom you are communicating with, because some of these people are of great help to you tomorrow. You just don't know it. It's tricky. Stay humbled. And God bless each and every single one of you. It's tricky.